her hot breath in her face. Why are you doing this? Why? Hey. Thank you, Monica. Thank you. Thank you. Why does it feel like I'm being watched? Glance around the room. Suddenly I notice Yuri peering at me over from her book, but she looks away just as quickly with a flustered look on her face. Realize she won't get anywhere like this. Never really seen Yuri approach anyone or start a conversation on her own accord, so I have no choice but to approach her myself. By now it's a little easier for me to do that. Stand up from my desk and sit on the one next to her own. Ooh. I didn't mean to bother you or anything. Relax, you didn't even do anything. But I could tell you really wanted to be alone with your thoughts. Alone with my thoughts? How were you even to tell that I was thinking like that? Well, it's something that I do a lot, so it isn't hard for me to spot based on your posture and your expression. Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like that. In any case, I guess you were right. I'm sorry if I caused you any concern. Don't apologize. Your troubles are only the concern of those willing to share in that concern. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comfort in keeping it to themselves, but if you would prefer to share what's on your mind, then I would be glad to listen. It's not really a big deal, Yuri. I was feeling a little bit uneasy about Sayori. Sayori? Yeah, she seems a little off today. When I asked her about it, she didn't want to admit it to me. So I can't help but wonder if something happened to her. Oh, that's quite romantic. Sorry. I didn't mean to say something stupid. It's not that. I just didn't want you to misunderstand. We've been friends for so long, that's all. Ah, I see. Then perhaps it is unusual for her to be dismissive to you about her feelings. Or maybe I'm just reeling into it a little bit too much. Brandon, the world is full of meaning, often hidden deep beneath plain sight. And there are many untold mysteries behind every person, no matter how well you know them. Ah. So you think there might be something behind it after all? Mm-hmm. I think that Sayori is a very complex person. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what may be going on inside her head. And she may not always know what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior today, too. And I also feel some concern for her. But in your case, it looked like she was fully occupying her thoughts, wasn't she? Well, I guess that was the case. Sayori, she really means a lot to you, doesn't she? I guess. But you don't need to put it that way. We're just good friends, that's all. Ooh. Yuri suddenly looks deeply into my eyes. Her expression is gentle and careless as if she was searching for something. Embarrassed, I avert my gaze. To this way. Sometimes, a person's mysteries are untold even to themselves. And you, as someone honest and caring, may uncover your feelings you weren't aware were in you. I think that she'd be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her. Yuri, you're giving me too much credit. I'm a pretty simple guy. I'm not going to make that joke, never mind. So I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you. Ah, that's not a compliment, is it? It is what it is. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading? Well, as long as you're okay with it. Yeah. I should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyway. Why don't we go ahead and get started? Yes, let's. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if we make some tea first? Not at all. Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better is that a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Ray stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Sure. Ray hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug this into the teacher's desk and we'll wait for it to get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk, simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. Yeah, why not? Shall we go then? Yeah. Hello, Monica. What are you two off to? Yuri's gonna make some tea, so it's gonna be really weird how to explain this to Monica. We're just filling the water pitcher. Ah, okay. Oh, I can't see her crazy eyes. There we go. There's her crazy eyes. Ah, okay. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. That kind of one-sided job, isn't it? Monica, please mind your own business for once. Or do you want me to tell her there's something wrong with helping involve Brandon in club activities? My mouth gapes. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Then let's go, Brandon. Ah, Yuri quickly exits the room and I follow. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall. I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that? Yuri, I just... Something about the way she said that, it made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me? No, Yuri, I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monica to judge people like that. Brandon, how come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me? Because nothing that you do is bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. Yeah, because some like it hot, right? We have emotions and we can't always hide them away. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns a light rain shower into a hurricane. Ah, no. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that? Why would I hate you? You can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of friend would do that? Friend, you say? Yuri lifts her head. Brandon, really feel like... I really like being friends with you. Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you, too. I feel kind of awkward saying something like that, but I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway. Yeah. Shall we go? Yeah. Yuri and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pressure, we return to the classroom. Brandon, do you like oolong tea? Yeah. Anything is fine. Very well. I actually like fruit-flavored tea, honestly. Yuri sets the temperature of the kettle to 200 degrees. Now it's time to get the teapot. You really have to do this properly, don't you? Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others, even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything. I don't know how to make that noise. In that case, you'll be even more impressed. Perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show, and you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided I would try expressing myself a little bit more. Turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you who's around, anyway. That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much. You're always worrying about me, Brandon. It's very endearing. Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. Watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. Brandon, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? What's that? It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk. Sorry, I didn't realize. No worries. I just have a back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it. Is that so? I wonder why that is. It's mostly likely because of your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading? Yeah, posture. Posture. Right. Yes, I have terrible reading posture, so that's why we should sit on the floor. Yeah, posture. Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. Retrieve the book from my bag. Have some chocolate as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies I keep hidden from Sayori's candy radar. Take it since it would go well with the tea. Here and I sitting against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assumed the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our body's even closer than before. I can't see too well. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri's always kind of cute, but if she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Your teacup. Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hands that's not holding the book, I end in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't actually touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. Use all my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally managed to relax a little. Put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Sorry. Briefly let go of the book to finish the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. That's okay. I won't take any. You sure? Well, if I touch it, I might get smudges on the pages. You're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad. No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay? Are you sure? Of course. What's all this white stuff flowing around? Does the Brandon in the game have dandruff or something? What's with all the white stuff? It's kind of weird. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so I don't have any hard time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri's already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it in my mouth. Then take another chocolate, and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. Her eyes are changing a little bit. She simply parts her lips as if in this situation was completely natural. That means I can't stop here. Why? Why would you do this? I apprehensively placed the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Her eyes keep going back and forth. Eh? Mm-hmm. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. Brandon. Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that. That's... Well, you were just helping. That's something that friends do, right? I mean, not really in this kind of context, but... What are you doing, Brandon? Come on. What, Brandon in the game? What are you doing? Hey, yeah. And see, now you got her blushing and everything. What the heck, dude? At least I got the picture for the end of the game now, so good. That's all it was. Yeah. Then you don't need to stop or anything. I see. Situations get really tense. Yuri tries to return the book, but I can tell just by her expression that even she can't focus now. My heart is pounding. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers. This time Yuri's eyes meet mine. Ooh. How did it even come to this? Because you're being ridiculous, you numbskull! Yuri doesn't even avert her gaze. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. I raise my arm. Like before, Yuri parts her lips, but it's different this time. Take the chocolate and place it in her mouth. Feel her hot breath in her finger. Why are you doing this? Why? Thank you, Monica. Thank you. Thank you, Monica. Thank you so much for interrupting. That was getting weird. Thank you, Monica. Thank you. I have to say thank you. Wow. Sheesh. Okay, everyone. Thank you, Monica. I appreciate you in this situation. Thank you. Yuri jolts back. It's time to share poems with the crazy eyes. Brandon, you can help Yuri put away the tea stuff. Oh, wait. Brandon, you can help Yuri put away the tea stuff, right? Yeah, of course. I'm the one responsible for all this crap. Okay, thanks. The spell is abruptly broken. I'll take care of the cups. Yeah. Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor, pick up the bag of chocolates. In the end, we hastily clean up without so much a word between us. I get the feeling this is something neither of us will have the courage to bring up. I certainly won't. Just wondering, have you been finding inspiration in Yuri's writing style? I guess so. You can't deny she's talented. Yeah, totally. A Valley Girl Arnold Schwarzenegger. Can that be a thing? Like, yeah, totally. I'd be like, yeah, totally. Totally totes. Totally spies, yeah. I think her poems are the most romantic. That's the best way to describe it. She's like a totally different person when she picks up a pen. I noticed that too. When she's talking about literature, it's like a light turns on inside of her. Sadly, it's hard to get that much personal conversation out of her. Trust me, I've tried. Who knows what goes on with that head of hers? Hope you don't mean that in a bad way. No, of course not. Oh, she means it. She's cute. Wait, Mouse? She's cute. She's being cute. She's being sincere. I just mean that I wish she wouldn't keep so much to herself. But still defending her like that. You must be pretty into her. You have to pose like that, Monica. No. You completely misunderstood. Calm down. I'm kidding. Are you, though? Besides, I'm pretty sure she's already got a boyfriend. Really? Wait, that's news to me in this game? Really? Wait, really? I never heard anything about Yuri having a boyfriend before. Yeah, a fictional one anyway. Wow. Clap of the year. Okay, Monica, you win that. See, this is what you get when you play through the other playthroughs. You find stuff you've never seen before, and this is something I've never seen before. Well played, Monica. Well played.